Eugene's apartment smells like takeout fried chicken and jasmine candle wax. She sits cross-legged on her couch, still wearing yesterday's makeup, something she never does. Her lips feel swollen, tender, holding onto the memory of Min-woo's mouth against hers. Da-eun sits in the armchair across from her, holding a chicken drumstick like a judge's gavel. She hasn't spoken for 30 seconds, just watching with those sharp eyes that see through every defense. Outside, someone's television bleeds through the walls. Game show laughter like distant thunder. The air in here feels thick enough to choke on. So, Da-eun says finally. Team leader calm. Eugene's fingers find a throw pillow, worrying the seam. What about him? Don't. Da-eun sets down the chicken, wipes her fingers. I saw you two in the storage room yesterday. And based on your clothes, that look on your face, something happened after. Can Da-eun see it written on her face? The way Min-woo cupped her cheek, the soft press of his lips, the way her body went liquid and bright. We went for a walk, Eugene says, by the Han River. Uh-huh. Da-eun's eyebrow arches, that one perfect, skeptical curve she's mastered over years of friendship. And nothing. We just talk. Eugene. Da-eun leans forward. Her voice drops lower. I've known you since university. I've seen you date 14 men. Yes, I've kept count, and I've never seen you look like this. So either tell me what happened, or I'll wait until you crack. And we both know I have more patience. Eugene's fingers clench the pillow. He kissed me. The words hang between them. Da-eun's expression doesn't change, she suspected, but something flickers in her eyes. You kissed him back. It's not a question, but Eugene nods anyway. Her throat feels tight, like she's swallowed something too large. I kissed him back, and now you're terrified. The accuracy makes Eugene's chest constrict. She pulls her knees to her chest, making herself smaller. I'm not terrified. You're still wearing yesterday's clothes. It was a 10-step skincare routine. Da-eun tilts her head. This is textbook Eugene panic. When you got the promotion last year, you stress cleaned at 3 a.m. When you broke up with Jun Suk, you reorganized your kitchen. But when you're really scared, you freeze. You stop taking care of yourself. You hide. The assessment lands hard. Eugene wants to argue, to deflect, but her usual arsenal feels empty. Da-eun's right. She is terrified. Has been since Min-woo asked to kiss her, since she realized she wanted him to, that she'd been wanting it for weeks. This wasn't supposed to happen, Eugene says, and her voice comes out smaller than intended. It was supposed to be simple. Help him learn how to date. Teach him some basics. Get him ready for his reunion. That's it. But Eugene stops, struggles for words. He's sincere about everything. He doesn't play games or try to be smooth. He just means what he says. Do you know how rare that is? Da-eun's expression softens. She reaches for her coffee. Gone cold by now, but she takes a sip anyway. So he's different from the others. Completely different. The admission costs something to make. When I'm with him, I'm not performing. I'm not being the version that knows how to navigate dating like a business negotiation. I'm just me. And that's Dihi finho, daí finishes quietly. Yes, the word escapes on a breath. Because what if that's not enough? What if he sees who I am and she stops? Not what? Eugene shakes her head, saying it would give it too much power. But Da-eun knows, has seen the fear that's lived in her since she was 12 and watched her father pack a suitcase and disappear. You think you're not enough, Da-eun says, and it's not a question. You think if you let him in, really in, he'll eventually leave like everyone else. The truth sits between them, ugly and raw. Eugene's fingernails dig into her palms. My father left. Jun Suk wanted to leave. I just saved him the trouble. Every relationship I've had ended because they wanted more than I could give. So maybe I'm not built for this. For what Min-woo wants. What does Min-woo want? Something real. Eugene's voice cracks on the word. Not a game or a lesson or a performance. Just real. Da-eun sets down her coffee. She crosses to the couch, sits beside Eugene. Her hand finds Eugene's, warm and solid. Okay, Da-eun says, let me tell you what I see. My best friend who put herself through university while working 3 jobs, who built a career from nothing, who's respected by everyone, who has this incredible capacity for loyalty, even if she hides it behind sarcasm. Yu-jin's eyes burn. She blinks hard. I see someone who's been protecting herself so long she's forgotten she doesn't have to anymore. Who's convinced being vulnerable is the same as being weak. Da-eun is headhunt. But Min-woo isn't asking you to be perfect. He's asking you to be honest. And that's what you're afraid of. Not that you're not enough, but that if you're honest about wanting this, you might get hurt. The words pierce her defenses, lodging beneath her ribs. That is what terrifies her. Not failing at love, but succeeding, letting herself hope, being seen completely, and still ending up alone. What if I hurt him? Yu-jin whispers. What if I'm too broken for this? You're not broken. Da-eun's voice is fierce now, almost angry. You're careful. There's a difference. And maybe Min-woo is careful too. Maybe that's why this works. Because you're both scared people learning how to be brave together. Outside, the game show audience erupts again. Someone slams a door in the hallway. The world continuing while Yu-jin's entire understanding of herself rearranges. I don't know how to do this, she says. I don't know how to be the kind of person who lets someone in. Then learn. Da-eun shifts closer, her shoulder pressing against Yu-jin's. You taught Min-woo how to date. Let him teach you how to be vulnerable. Isn't that what the lessons were supposed to be about anyway? Learning together. The simplicity makes Yu-jin's breath catch. It's terrifying approaching this without her armor, without the protective distance she maintains. But maybe that's the point. Maybe the only way through is directly into the fear. He kissed me by the Han River, Yu-jin says quietly. And this time, she lets herself remember it fully. The gentleness of his touch, the reverent way he'd looked at her, the sound he'd made when their lips met. And it felt like coming home, like something I didn't know I'd been searching for. That's good, isn't it? It's terrifying. Same thing, sometimes. Da-eun bumps her shoulder gently against Yu-jin's. So what are you going to do about it? Yu-jin takes a breath. Her phone sits on the coffee table, screen dark. Min-woo texted this morning, just good morning. I hope you slept well, and she hasn't replied. Has been staring at it for an hour, trying to figure out what to say. I don't know, she admits. Tell me what to do. Nope. Da-eun stands, reaches for more chicken. I'm not telling you what to do. This is your call. But running away is easy. It's safe. It's also lonely as hell. And I think you're tired of being lonely. The truth settles over her like a weight. She is tired. Tired of keeping people at arm's length. Tired of treating relationships like strategy sessions. Tired of waking up alone in an apartment that's perfectly organized but empty. What if I mess this up? Yu-jin asks. Then you mess it up. And maybe you fix it, or maybe you don't. But at least you'll know you tried. Da-eun looks at her with something that might be pride. You taught Min-woo that being a late bloomer isn't failure. Maybe it's time to believe that for yourself too. Yu-jin reaches for her phone. Her hands shake as they close around it. Min-woo's text stares up at her, patient and kind. She types, I slept terribly. Can we talk? Coffee this afternoon. Her thumb hovers over send. One movement, and everything changes. No more hiding behind lessons or practice. Just her and Min-woo and whatever this is becoming. Yu-jin closes her eyes, takes a breath, sends the message. The whoosh sounds like possibility, like risk, like the first step off a cliff. Only the hope that it might be worth the fall.